assigning a special value to that. Okay, so let me just share this now. Here we go. Right. Okay. So we examined this briefly yesterday, so I think we can go on. And the footnotes just bring different opinions about this issue. Okay, next she'ela. Hayim dine ona hem rak al dvarim sheyesh lahem sha'ar kavua, o af b'dvarim she'en lahem sha'ar kavua. So the laws of ona, we've always been saying that there's an indexed price for this commodity, fair market value. Does it apply to things that don't have an indexed price on the market? So he says, Yesh omrim shedine ona hem rak b'dvarim sheyesh lahem sha'ar yadua v'kavua. So one opinion is that ona can only apply to something that has a fixed price, that is well known, that is indexed. And therefore, a commodity that doesn't have a fixed price, because let's say it's a specialty item or it's brand new, right? So there's no possibility of ona, of a chen das morin hashulchan aruch. And that's the opinion of the Shulchan Aruch. However, he says, V'yesh mei hachronim shecholkim, v'sovrim sha'af dvarim she'en lahem shar kavua, yesh alehem din ona'ah. He says, others disagree. And they say that even with things that do not have a fixed price, they are subject to ona'ah. Elarakim hashar mishtana misha l'sha, ein al zed din ona'ah. It's only if something is constantly in flux, a constantly fluctuating price, from hour to hour, then they're not subject to the laws of ona. The question is, of course, well, then how do you determine if I'm overcharging or undercharging if there's no fixed price? So the first opinion is easy to understand. But how do you understand the second opinion? So what does he say? He says, V'ayin b'divrei hagaonim klal hey b'simen yudches shekasav di'im hashar mishtana misha l'sha. Let's say the price changes within the same day from hour to hour. Kagon arba'as haminim be'erev sukkos, like lulav and esrog on erev Sukkot. The price keeps going down and down and down. Yes. The closer you get to Yantiv. So l'kuli alma nechshav she'in lo shar ve'ein kanona. Everyone would agree that it's not subject to the laws of ona'ah anymore. Shim hakona kana biyoker ve'achar sha'a huzal ein hakona yachalavo b'tainas ona'ah. That if the buyer bought it in the morning at a higher price, he can't come back in the afternoon and say, hey, you've just reduced the price. I want the reduced price. You're not able to do that. Ken kosov b'chacham shlomo b'zeh hasimen. Esrogim be'erev chag hasukos havidavar she'ein lahem kitzva, ein alehem din ona'ah. We were just talking about our baminim yesterday. Yeah, right. So this is, so yeah, we pointed out that the business model is, and it's not just in lulav and esrog, it's true in other industries as well, where the retailer is providing a real added value in that he's selecting out the items, grading them. For some, he's charging less, and for some, he's charging more. So that doesn't seem to be, that's a classic example of something that doesn't have a fixed price. Ein alehem din ona'ah, and therefore they wouldn't be subject to ona'ah. Yeah.
Well, this points out why he's taking a risk, why he can mark up so much. He could get stuck with half his inventory.
Yeah.
Get nothing for it.
That's right.
So
yeah. Okay. V'yesh lahosif kagon mechiras peros v'yarakos b'shuk baboker mechireihem kach v'kach uverev mozilim hayarkanim et mechireihem. He says the same thing if you go to the shuk. In the morning, the vegetables are at one price, and by the afternoon, they want to clear out the troughs. So they'll a lot of you go to a pizza place sometimes.
At night,
Yeah.
they want to get rid of
They want to get rid of their inventory.
Yeah.
So you go there right before closing. Uvidavar shein lo shar kavua kasav shamatzi amupsak lomer kimli kahabes Yosef. And when it comes to that, since the Beis Yosef holds so clearly that when something doesn't have a fixed price, you can charge whatever you want, no one can claim he's committing an act of onah. Okay. Next. She'ela ha'im shayach iser onah begoy kagon onas mamono onas devarim. So the question is, do the laws of onah apply to a non-Jew? Right. So he says, din onah lo shayach begoy, lo b'mamon v'lo b'dvarim, sheharei ne'amar al tonu ish et achiv, v'hagoy eino achicha. So he's not included into this prohibition. By the way, one of the laws of onah is not only financial oppression, but verbal oppression. So he's not even included in verbal oppression. In other words, part of the prohibition of onah is I'm not allowed to say something that's going to cause a person's feelings to be hurt. That's again a prohibition that applies uniquely to your fellow Jew. If there's no prohibition for me to insult a non-Jew. Now, why would I want to insult a non-Jew? That's the question. So I was just like thinking of the people who go out to the protests on the other side of Shepherd, right, on a Sunday. So you have to say to yourself, well, am I committing an act of onah by calling them, I don't even know what you would call them. I wouldn't call them anything. Scum, whatever. And so the answer is no. The question, however, is, so first of all, he says, whenever there's a chilul Hashem, it's going to be usher. So if you're making a chilul Hashem by insulting a non-Jew, so you're not allowed to. But there's another factor that he's not taking into consideration, which is, what does it do to the person himself? When a person is filled with hate and just yells epithets and curses to another person, it doesn't really it's not a very positive thing that it does to you. It may provide a little bit of catharsis and let you blow off some steam, but you're not really actually benefiting yourself even to get out all of this, to stoop to that level. It's just unbelievable what people are saying on the streets today. Everything is inverted. Everything is just it's like opposite day. Whatever they are guilty of, they accuse Israel of. Well, at least you know that there's no prohibition of onah. Okay, and so and also the laws of onah don't apply to the financial laws of onah. You can charge whatever you want to a non-Jew, and it's up to him to do his due diligence. In other words, there is a different standard when doing business with a Jew versus doing business with a non-Jew. The Jew, you have to be concerned about his financial welfare. And therefore, you have to disclose to him if he's paying too much. But for the non-Jew, you don't have such a requirement.
So does this apply to a yid like who's become a Russia or a Rodev or one of these people that trip out and become an acher?
Someone becomes an apikores, they're no longer included in achicha.
They're just a Russia.
Well, you have to make that determination. Like, how do you make that determination?
Back when peace now, like those type of people that are causing so much damage.
Yeah, I just saw a brand new post from this guy, David Mivasser. You know who that guy is? He calls himself rabbi. And he's so pro-Palestinian that he just posted yesterday that you should that no synagogue that supports Zionism should be safe. Those were his words.
Where is he based?
He's somewhere here in the GTA.
So,
Yeah.
so, there, so something like that.
Someone like that is like he's even more. He's like a Rodave. Yeah.
Well, if you have a pair of tickets for the World Series, it's better you sell to a non-Jew than to a Jew.
Well, not necessarily.
Well, what's the market?
What's the fair market value?
For people who know the Christians.
So that's why the laws of Onah wouldn't apply to a World Series tickets. Whatever the market will bear. Yeah.
So it would be equal then, really, you wouldn't say, listen, I know I'm getting tons more than I really should for tickets. I'm not gonna just say I can sell it to a non-Jew, I could sell it to anybody.
You absolutely sell it to whoever was willing to buy them. The only thing you wouldn't be allowed to do, I understand that the Jays games are Friday nights and Saturday nights. Don't sell it. You're not allowed to sell it to a Jew if he's going to be Machal Shabbos to go to the game.
Yeah, even a secular Jew.
That you have to be careful about. Yeah. Tonight, tomorrow night's the first game. I was reminded of my memories of Yom Kippur when I was a child in LA, and the World Series with the Dodgers was going on Yom Kippur. And the janitor's closet had this like tiny 9-inch TV, and you had about 50 guys cram into the janitor's closet on Yom Kippur. As I'm walking, I just went to the bathroom and I just saw, hey, what's going on? And like a whole bunch of guys were just watching the game.
Well, if it was that way, if it was Yom Kippur, they were looking for a fastball.
They're looking, yeah, there you go. Boom.
Anyone will ask you if they're allowed to leave their TV on?
No, I don't think anyone's that stupid to ask me the question. They're either going to do it or they're not. Yeah. You know, it's funny. Everybody knows what's going on the next morning. I'm sure I'll find out as soon as I come to shul who won the first game.
Yeah.
Well, it's usually because a lot of people get the paper, right?
No, but it doesn't work because the paper's already printed. They don't print it at 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, no?
No. The National Post, yeah, people have names. That's how you find it.
Yeah.
Now from the workers here.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
Everyone.
All
Are you
right.
allowed to ask the worker? Can you look on your phone and tell me the score was?
No, you can say, what's the score?
You can say,
We want this, what's
Can you-
the score?
what time does the game start on Friday?
8 o'clock.
Oh, so we'll already be sitting and having our Shabbos meal. Who are you going to ask?
No, in the morning.
Ghostbusters.
Okay.
But you're not having the TV on?
Chodesh Tov. We're going to hold it here.